All right, let's take a look at lab number 3, log analysis. Manipulate log files. So lab objective is to acquire a better understanding of how an attacker can erase their tracks. Lab mission will be to modify and delete logs in Linux and Windows machines. It should take about 20 to 35 minutes. You're going to need your SIFT workstation and your Windows 10 virtual machine. Textbook reference, Chapter 9, Log Analysis, Section 3, 4, and 6. So the first thing we are going to want to do is to modify and delete Linux logs. So let's go ahead and look at that. So um, we are going to log in and I am going to look at my auth.log. So the authentication log is what that is. So let's take a look here and let's just do cat slash var slog slash auth.log. All right, so you can see these are all the times, right? We have logged in, I have logged into this virtual machine. A lot of stuff there, kind of hard to read. Now, let's go ahead and let's do some grep and let's look for some um, failures where I failed to log in. So I'm going to do a grep and I'm going to search for authentication failure. All right. You can see I got one. I got one right there. Got a couple of these things right here. Um, there's one on the 9th at 2:44. And it says right here, yep, there is my user, Sans Forensics, and they had failed to log in there. Okay, so pretty cool little thing there. I do see a failed logon event there. Very good. So what we can do um, next is to do some more logins here. So let's go ahead and let's do some modifications here. So we looked at failed logins. Now let's modify some of these logs here. So let's modify the auth.log and we're going to change one of the failed login usernames to Tor instead of Sans Forensics. And then we're going to take a look at the file here. So make sure you do this as sudo. So let's do that sudo nano slash var slash log slash auth.log. All right. Next, we're going to go to the line and we're going to look for the line that contains authentication failure. Um, let's see, logon name, user ID of 1000, and our user host user equals sans forensics. So let's go ahead and look for that. Let's see what we can find here. Pam Unix. Here we go. Let's take a look at this one. Or let's actually do the where is. That might be easier. So let's search for authentication failure. And here we go. Pam Unix, let's see, authentication failure, local host. Let's see what else we got here. So here's one. And yep, user ID of 0. Okay. And they want us to change the user ID. They want to change the user ID from Sans Forensics into Tor. So let's go ahead and do that. All right, so our user now is Tor. All right, and they want us to save that. So let's go ahead and Control X here. I'm going to say yes. All right, and now we're going to do the same thing again. We're going to look for that authentication failure, and we see our username now says Tor. All right, so that was a success. All right, so next they want us to use the sed command to replace all references to the logged in username with the name you chose in the previous step. So sed, if you can remember from your Linux class, is a stream editor. It reads a given file and modifies the input as specified by a set of commands. So that's what we're going to do. So let's go ahead and use the stream editor here. I'm going to do this. I'm going to type, let's see, I'm going to type sudo sed-I, and I'm going to do s/sans forensics /tor /g. So I'm replacing sans forensics for the word Tor. And the file I'm going to do this in is var/log/auth.log. So let me check my syntax here. Sudo sed-I apostrophe s sans forensics /tor/g. Okay, it's whoops, I forgot my fix my syntax there. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at this file and see if the changes have been made here. So I'm going to cat var log auth.log, and I'm going to grep for Tor. And as you can see, all my login names where used to be sans forensics are now known as Tor. So modification was a success, and that completes lab task number 1. All right, in lab task number 2, we are going to delete Windows logs without a trace. In this task, you will remove the logs saved on the Windows machine and prevent investigators from tracking your actions. Yeah, this is what we don't want to see. If you have someone logging on your computer, we want to look for event ID 1102, which means you are removing your log. So yeah, this is something that we frown upon in the biz. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to open up Event Viewer, and we're going to navigate to our Windows logs, and we're going to take a look at the security logs. So let's see how many logs we got here. We have a lot of logs here. Let's see security. Here we go. Look at that, 32,357 events. So that is a lot of logs to comb through. Okay, so we are now going to stop the logging service. So let's go ahead and go to our services, and we want to disable the log service. So let's go ahead and search for Windows event log. There we go. This is tracking all of our logs. So we want to go to the properties of it. So we can go to right click and go to properties, and see startup type is automatic. We're going to change this one to disabled. All right, then I'm going to apply that and press OK. All right, the logs are now disabled. So now I'm going to restart our Windows. All right, let's go ahead and log back in here. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at our Windows Event Viewer. All right, the service has been disabled. Very good. So let's go to where our logs are located. We're going to actually go to C, Windows, System 32. I'm going to go to Win Event and go to our logs. I'm going to select everything here, and I'm going to move all those files to C:/temp. So cut. Let's go to this PC and let's go to temp, and let's go ahead and paste the files in this temp location here. It says you'll need admin permission. I'm gonna say do it. All right, so all of our files are now in the temp, and if we go back to where we were, you can see the log folder is empty. Okay, so next they want us to start the event log service back up. So let's close this window here and let's go back to our services and go back to Windows Event Log. And we're going to change the startup type to manual. So let's go manual and then press OK. All right. Now they want us to start the service. All right, I'm going to refresh the screen here. Service is now running. Okay, so let's go ahead and close this one, open up Event Viewer, and what we want to do is we're going to filter our Windows logs here. We're going to go to Security, and we want to filter. We're looking for Event ID 1102. Then I'm going to press OK, and you can see there are 0 events with the event ID 1102, So even though we disable the service to remove logs, that still doesn't show that we've actually removed logs, and that's what that event ID is. So um, that test was a fail. The hacker can move the logs, but let's go ahead and now let's actually clear this log. Okay, and whoops, I'm sorry, clear the filter here. All right, so this time let's go to security, and I'm going to right click on security, and I'm going to clear this log. And it says you can save the contents of the log before clearing it. I'm going to say clear. Okay, so everything is clear, and now you should have event ID 1102 saying, hey, you have evidence of logs being cleared, and that is the end of lab number 3.